to this, the final game of the first round of qualifying in the 2026 Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship. Costa Rica and Cuba rounding out the first phase of qualifying, rounding out Group E. A winner-take-all setting in Group E. Temperatures have cooled to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, slight breeze, slight chance of rain as the evening goes along, and the stage is set for one of these two teams to emerge triumphant in Group E. Both on 9 points. The goal differential you see significantly favors Costa Rica. So, Costa Rica wins the group with a draw or a win. Cuba wins the group only with a win. Now, both of these teams could possibly get through to the next phase as one of the second-place teams, the highest-ranking second-place teams to advance, but there's a whole lot of other things to go about in that regard. It's just as simple as win this game, win this group, and go through for Costa Rica or for Cuba. Now, Costa Rica has been downright dominant to get to this point with their 3 wins, 37 goals scored, only 1 allowed. Cuba had to really grit it out against Grenada, winning by just 1, a plus 11 goal differential. Costa Rica last year made it all the way out of this qualifying round into the final phase and then on to the Under-17 World Cup in the fall. Cuba hoping to accomplish that feat as well. We'll have anthems, lineups, and kick momentarily. Winner take all in Group E.
Damas y caballeros, para este partido de la clasificatoria femenina sub-17 de Concacaf 2026, demos la bienvenida a las selecciones nacionales de Costa Rica y Cuba. Damas y caballeros, por favor nos ponemos todos de pie para el himno nacional de Costa Rica. Damas y caballeros, por por favor nos mantenemos de pie para el himno nacional de Cuba.
Emotion on the faces of the players as they hear their anthems ring out and get set to play a decisive final game in this first phase of qualifying. We'll meet the starting lineups now momentarily. Two teams that have coasted their way through Group E. It's been barreling toward this showdown with each other, and it has finally arrived. We begin with the starting 11 of Costa Rica. The leader wears number 11 and the captain's armband. Nubia Medina has 12 goals in 3 matches. Lucia Paniagua, her partner in the attack, has 9 goals. Also joining them up top, Emma Azofaifa and Cameron Moore. They have 3 goals apiece. For the head coach, Lina Arana. After the team photo, captains will head to the center. As mentioned, it's Nubia Medina, the captain and leading goal scorer for Costa Rica. The captain for Cuba is Sheila Valladares. Meet the referees. Erica Gonzalez of Mexico with Abril Ortega of Honduras, Teresa Moran of El Salvador, and Yari Aguilar of Guatemala. And now the starting lineup for Cuba. Salet Prieto and Yaiselis Lopez lead the way up top. Lopez leads the way for Cuba with 8 goals. Ismaida Isaac has 4 goals of her own coming off that right side. Costa Rica left to right in that white or light gray with the blue accents, and Cuba right to left in the navy blue. So as it stands, the winner of this match is the winner of the group and goes through. Remember, the 2 highest ranked second place teams also go through. Both Cuba and Costa Rica are alive in that regard should they falter in this game. I'll take you through the scenarios as the match plays out, but it's as simple as win and go through. Win and you join Jamaica, Haiti, Panama, Dominican Republic as the other group winners who will move on to the next phase where the United States, Mexico, Canada, and Puerto Rico already wait. The anticipation builds on both benches, and we are ready, just about to get things going. Costa Rica hoping to get back to a U17 World Cup. Cuba hoping to take down that significant accomplishment as well. Erika Gonzalez, the referee, to get the okay signal to send us on our way. Over a week of action in the Concacaf Women's Under-17 Qualifiers first round. This is the final match to be played here in Managua. And away we go, Costa Rica and Cuba. to get to this point. Again, both these teams dominant. Costa Rica opened with a 16-0 victory over the British Virgin Islands, the lowest-ranked team in this group. Cuba had to really battle tough against Grenada, 4-3. Grenada ended up finishing third in this group. Cuba went on to coast 8-0 against the British Virgin Islands, while Costa Rica on that same day coasted 13-0 over Anguilla. And note the score differentials between some of these games. Again, Costa Rica 16-0 against the British Virgin Islands, Cuba 8-0. So advantage Costa Rica. Against Anguilla, 13-0 Costa Rica, 3-1 Cuba. So advantage Costa Rica. So against common opponents, Costa Rica's done much better. In that Grenada matchup, the last one, Costa Rica 8-1, Cuba 4-3. So on paper, just based on the common opponents, the edge would go to Costa Rica. The history in this tournament at this level would favor Costa Rica. The rankings favor Costa Rica. But that's why we play the game in this beautiful sport. You never know on a given night how things may play out. Again, a tie would favor Costa Rica. Because of their superior goal differential, they would win the group. But a tie would also benefit Cuba. It would get them to 10 points, and they would be one of the top 2 second-place teams going through. Costa Rica, no doubt, the better of the two sides in possession. We've seen that in this tournament. Cuba more likely to try and get out in transition. Two teams that bring very different styles to this game. Haven't yet called the name Nubia Medina. This is Nadeline Barquero, the left back. Nubia Medina, the captain, plays as the number 9 for Costa Rica. 12 goals in 3 matches. Looking through for Chaveri. Not really connecting right now in the attacking third, Costa Rica. They're just dominating the ball. It's only been 4 minutes. Cuba's hardly touched it. Try the left flank. Looking inside through Paniagua. Off her line was Delilah Rodriguez to try and gather it, but it was just cleared out for a throw instead. It's a miscommunication. Maria Marquez trying to be safe and booted away. Not the right play in the end. Costa Rica had an easier go of it last year. The way the groups ended up, they only played 2 games. They were in a 3-team group. They won both games 10-0 to make it on ultimately to the World Cup. Cuba, last time around, they just fell shy of getting through as one of the highest-ranked second-place teams. They tied in points per game with Trinidad and Tobago and Bermuda, but they had a lesser goal differential, so they know the heartbreak of coming this close. And it'd be a similar story. If Cuba lose by any scoreline here, they would end up in the ranking of second-place teams as the 4th highest-ranked second-place team and be 2 spots out There's Lina Arana in charge of this Costa Rican outfit. Taken away by Paniagua. Down the right flank, Azo Faifa. It's been dynamic in this tournament, centering it here off the volley. Goal kick. Azo Faifa has 3 goals of her own. She's contributed a number of assists. One of the key creators for this Costa Rican side. Aronis, Azo Faifa touches it inside. Paniagua deflected, but gathered by Rodriguez. 7 minutes come and gone. Possession is 90-10 Costa Rica. They have just 1 shot to show for it. Paniagua. Work through, Azo Faifa, well played. Azo Faifa centering, Medina on the turn. Back to goal, lays it off. Blocked initially, out to Paniagua. Medina sets it up, Medina pulls it wide. So again, the situation at hand, Cuba cannot advance with a loss. They would be tied on points among the second best of the second place teams, with the top 2 second place teams going through. But because of goal differential, they would not be in the top 2. They must tie to go ahead as one of the second place teams that gets through, or must win to win the group. Costa Rica in a much more comfortable position. Of course, a win, they win the group. A tie, they win the group. The only way Costa Rica misses out on making it through to the next phase of qualifying is if they lose this game by 11 goals or more. Simply put, not going to happen in that regard. So you can go ahead and, in some capacity, pencil Costa Rica into the next phase. Just a matter of as the group winners or as one of the second place teams that goes through. Bermuda is already set up going through. The way things worked out for them, perhaps a little bit of a lucky break, but they still did what they had to do in terms of the results to get through. They were in Group B. St. Kitts and Nevis had to withdraw from that group. So the teams in Group B, Panama, Bermuda, Suriname, and Bonaire, they only had to play 3 matches. This one slipped through. Flag does come up to end the threat. So those teams I mentioned only had to play 3 matches, so the math turns out to be a little bit different on a points per game basis. You have Bermuda ended up, to get in the technicalities here, 2.33 points per game. The teams that end up on 9 points and play 4 games, they can only get to 2.25. So Bermuda's already through based on the math of it all. Stays down as a FIFA. First corner coming for Costa Rica. Short off the corner. Mora. Flag stays down. Paniagua. Floated by Vargas. Gathered by Rodriguez. All the way down, out for a goal kick. Cuba really can't find a way in terms of the possession. Way back and across for Chaveri. Aronis. Chaveri. Very careful with it, knowing how quickly Cuba can strike on the counter, but also just really building here, Costa Rica rather. Again, they have no fear to play with. As I mentioned, the only way they don't go through is if they lose by 11 goals or more. Chaveri. Paniagua. Paniagua battling to the end line. Paniagua keeps it in play. Walks that tightrope, and it's out for a corner. From the corner, the header, open header for Medina. Leading scorer, 12 goals. It's who you want in the right spot, but out of play. Your live look at the group standings in Group E. Costa Rica would win the group. Cuba would be on 10 points and also go through as one of the two highest ranking second place teams. One goal changes that though for Cuba. Costa Rica scores. Cuba would be on the outside looking in. Given away out of the back carelessly. Cut in front. Paniagua was lurking, but it's cleared. Almost 20 minutes gone, still scoreless. Costa Rica in total control. 85% of the possession gone their way. 4 shots, but nothing yet on target. Ball in behind, flag stays down for Paniagua. Paniagua toward goal. Rodriguez the scoop save. Cutting back, Medina runs out of room. Final match of this first phase of qualifying. Group E on the line. Costa Rica not officially through, but probably so, as long as they don't lose by 11. Don't think that's in the cards in this one. Could they lose? Absolutely. By 11, almost certainly not. Try the left side through Perez. Stumble on that left side, but gathering the balance once again, finding Paniagua. Floated over the top as a FIFA. Could not direct it on frame. Nice smile on her face. She knows what the opportunity was there. Floated over the top again, looking for Medina and Paniagua. The two top players have combined for 9 for Paniagua. Still nothing yet too dangerous for Costa Rica. That has forced Delila Rodriguez into any sort of big save. The longer this goes scoreless, the better it is for Cuba. Tie gets them through. That possession, 86% for Costa Rica. Just one shot officially on target to show for it. 5 shots total. 0-0 draw would put both teams through. It's Just an interesting way things have transpired here. So often in tournaments like this, you have simultaneous games going on at the end to avoid a situation like this, as Aza springs free. So FIFA in front. You have simultaneous games, you have other things going on to avoid this, but just the way this specific tournament worked out, all the group winners going through and the 2 highest ranked second place teams going through, and one of those second place teams in Bermuda benefiting from only having to play 3 group games and how it worked out the points per game tally. Very unique situation that has both these teams in a position where a tie puts both through. Costa Rica is the group winners and Cuba is one of those second place teams. Player down now for Cuba, back behind the plate. Haven't really seen them do anything going further up the field. We know Yaiselis Lopez with her 8 goals has the capability, and Yasmaida Isak with 4 goals, but Ercilio Minoso, as he looks on, task at hand is just keep the clean sheet. Keep the clean sheet, you're going through the next phase. Helped off is Yaiselis Lopez. She was outstanding in their victory over Grenada, scored all 4 of their goals in the 4-3 victory. Valentina Vargas. Avril Perez. This is really how Costa Rica has played each of their games so far in this group stage. I wouldn't chalk this up to anything to do with this scenario in terms of the draw getting both teams through. They've bided their time. They've circumnavigated. It just so happened in their previous couple of games, vastly mismatched on paper, going in against the likes of Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, Grenada, and eventually Costa Rica just found so many alleyways through. Cuba, such a better structured opposition than those other 3 teams. Been able to resist the advances from the Costa Rican attack. From the corner, a lot of traffic in front. Paniagua. Lucia Paniagua. Goal kick. By this stage of each of their previous matches, Costa Rica had multi-goal leads built up already. All contributing to their goal differential being what it is, plus 36 through 3 matches. Because of that, it's why they're in such a good position tonight, where again, only an 11-goal loss, clearly not happening. Probably the only thing that could keep them from qualifying for the next phase. Some applause, though, from the Cuban bench. If they can find a way through it, find an opening goal, gives them that little safety net. As it stands, only 1 goal for Costa Rica would be enough to knock Cuba out. So FIFA dispossessed. 1 right back. Sent toward goal by Paniagua. Well off target. Getting closer to the end of this first half. Cuba still doing what they need to do defensively. Aronis. Vargas. Centering toward Medina. Bounces through. Paniagua keeps it going. Nine Cuban jerseys within about a 10-yard stretch there, just back behind all the Costa Rican attackers. It's a very clear initiative. Understandably so from Cuba. Just keep the clean sheet and go through. To go in this first half. Still holding on. How long can you play this game if you're Cuba? So far, they've only faced 1 shot on target, but have just 15% of the ball. Costa Rica have completed 248 passes. Cuba have completed 48, a plus 200 advantage in the passes for Costa Rica. So FIFA centers for Medina. Laid back Paniagua, cutting onto her right foot, Paniagua. All it takes is one of those to undo Cuba and have them on the outside looking in. Corner coming for Costa Rica. In from the corner, out on the header. Bounces through, deflected toward that far post, out for a goal kick. This ball slipped through, space for Cameron Mora. Mora has 3 goals of her own in this group stage, and then it just breaks down. Free kick for Costa Rica. Isha Chaveri will be the one to trigger. 5 to go in this still scoreless first half. Chaveri headed clear. Aronis, also Pfeiffer. Puck stays down. Paniagua cutting inside, wanted to get it back to Azo Pfeiffer. Guarded tightly. Vargas just runs out of room. Goal kick, 3 minutes to go in this first half. If Cuba could get this at the break at 0-0, job well done. A tie gets them through as one of the two highest ranked second place teams. A tie would still win Costa Rica the group, so there wouldn't be any disappointment on their end with a tie either. Again, a very unique situation. Don't often see it in tournaments like this where a tie could benefit both teams. Just the way things worked out. If you simulated this tournament 1,000 times, you might only get one outcome like this, where both teams could play for a tie and get through. It just so happened that everything broke that way in every other group as well, mind you, because again, we're talking about the two highest ranked second place teams from all of the 6 groups that are factored in. And yet it worked out this way. And again, it only worked out this way for Cuba because of the way things transpired in the group with Bermuda. Team having to withdraw, change the math from a points and goal differential equation to a points per game and goal differential situation. Trickle down effect from there. Costa Rica, I think, assuredly now knows they're through. The only way, again, Costa Rica fails to advance is if they lose by 11 goals. It's not happening. You always leave the door open to any possibility in this sometimes funny sport, but I think we can all say with certainty there is no way Costa Rica is losing this game by 11 goals or more. Paniagua dodges. Vargas. Looking through for Medina. Foul goes against Costa Rica. One minute of stoppage time in this first half.
Atención, por favor. Se hará un minuto al primer tiempo.
Perhaps the final opportunity here for Costa Rica in this first half. Try from a long way away, sails over the bar. Players glancing at the referee. As soon as the goal kick is put into play, it'll likely do it for this half. Erica Gonzalez allowing them to play on. One more attack. Well beyond the minute now. Every Cuban player back behind the ball so compactly. As a FIFA. For a throw. Erica Gonzalez allowing them to take it. Silvio Minoso, the Cuban head coach, up in arms about it. Play continues nonetheless. Work back to midfield. Still no whistle. Cuban bench is irate about it, appears. Wasn't anything within stoppage time that would constitute this addition, and now a free kick and a yellow card. Celis Lopez in the book. Two full minutes beyond the 1 minute given. Free kick for Costa Rica. Swung in, headed clear. And finally the whistle goes to end half number one. Cuba holds on the entire first half, still scoreless. As it stands, both these teams would be going through 45 minutes to possibly change the equation. Costa Rica's going through one way or another. Cuba needs at least a tie. Whoever wins this game wins Group E. If it ends as a tie, Costa Rica wins Group E. It's the final game of this first round of qualifying in the 2026 Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship. Stick with us, more to come from Manila. We'll look back at the highlights from this first half of action between Costa Rica and Cuba, and the term highlights might be used rather loosely in this instance. Not a whole lot went down in that first half. Everything was building to this. The top two teams in Group E, both a perfect 3-0-0 on 9 points. The winner of this match wins the group. In the event of a tie, Costa Rica wins the group. And in the event of a tie, Cuba would also go through as one of the top two second-place teams in this phase. And it was all Costa Rica in terms of control in that first half. They had 85% of the possession, 314 passes completed to just 62 from Cuba, 10 shots to Cuba's 0, but only one hit target, and it was a very half-hearted attempt. That was no trouble for Delilah Rodriguez to save in goal for Cuba. So it's a lot of just getting it into the danger area, but then nothing happening for Costa Rica. Ended up 0-0 after 45 minutes. Part of the difficulty here for Cuba is if you give up just one, that would be enough to knock you out. So can they hold on for 45 more? Here's your depiction of the stats and how one-sided it is, but all that matters, 0-0. And with that scoreline, both teams would be going through. Can Cuba hold on is the big question. Second 45 on the way. Ready to get things going here in half number 2. Cuba left to right in the blue, Costa Rica right to left in the white. As it stands, both of these teams would be going through, but that could change over the next 45 minutes. A goal for Costa Rica would knock out Cuba. A goal for Cuba would win them the group. As it stands, both would go through. Costa Rica as group winners, Cuba as one of the 2 highest ranked second place teams. Their best bet is to keep the clean sheet. Whether it's a draw, 1-0 win, whatever the case is, as long as Cuba does not give up a goal, they know they're going through it. Defending will be paramount. And away we go. Cut back in the area for Medina. Loaded over the top, and it's in! Oh, it's misread by the keeper. Almost certainly not a shot. It appeared off the boot. After such a strong defensive first half, a misplay in the first minute of the second half is what could be the end for Cuba. Valentina Vargas all smiles. Just looked like a mishit cross, and Delilah Rodriguez, you could see on that look, she had her hand out, she took it away. She thought it was going out for a goal kick. Oh, unlucky. Now everything changes, and Cuba must score. And as they open up looking for that goal, does that mean Costa Rica puts in more?
Gol de la Selección Nacional de Costa Rica. Anota con el número 12, Valentina Vargas, al minuto 46.
Era un centro y terminó adentro. Bien arriba, chicas, bien arriba esa pierna. Ahora. Para recibir, busque pierna fuerte, si no.
Here's Marin. Centered. Awkward clearance as a FIFA coming through. Goal kick.
Totalmente lateral, muy diagonal. Venga, voy con caballitos ahora. Buena altura. Las dos seguidas.
Given away off the goal kick. Costa Rica have been perfect, just about, in this group stage. They've given up just one goal. So Cuba has to match that now in this second half. Costa Rica gave up one goal in 3 games. Now Cuba must score to have any opportunity. They've mustered nothing in this because they've been fully focused on the defending.
Vienen así como vienen de frente y cuando vengo aquí, marco, me voy. 2 por perfil, venga. Por perfil.
Here's your updated look at the Group E standings. Costa Rica on 12 points, Cuba on 9. If this holds, it'd be Bermuda and Nicaragua moving on to the final round, where the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico already sit. The other group winners include El Salvador, in this case Costa Rica, Honduras, Jamaica and Haiti, and Panama. Dominican Republic won the group over Nicaragua, but Nicaragua again, who hosted one of the groups here in Managua, they would still be going through as one of those second place teams with Bermuda. And Jamaica to win their group and get past Honduras to clinch Group D. They were down to 10 players for the final 30 minutes and held on to win 1-0. So there's been plenty of drama here on the final day. Right now it's Nicaragua here at home in Managua, watching somewhere, hoping that this stands so they get through. They would be the beneficiaries of this Costa Rican victory. Play to the back post. There's a fight for the header. Save made by Rodriguez. Doesn't quite make up for the one she let in. That error from moments ago, but it helps keep them alive within one goal. But counter the other way for Cuba. Cut back some contacts. Play on. Flag stays down as a 5-foot to the end line. Corner.
Ahí, suelta, unas 4 rayas, nada más. Eso era, ya la marca.
In swinger from Paniagua. Because of how densely compact they've been defensively, Cuba haven't really heard Medina's name called much. And her 12 goals in the group stage so far. That could change though at a moment's notice. Chance to let it fly from distance, tucked in. Lucia Paniagua scores her 10th of the tournament, and it should be enough the way this game has gone to have Costa Rica emerge as the group winners. They've not been threatened at the other end, and now the lead is 2. Perfectly placed. Just beyond the fingertips, just inside the post.
Gol de la selección nacional de Costa Rica. Anota. Con el número 10, Lucia Paniagua.
Difficult for Cuba, who held so strong in that first half. All coming crashing down now. Corner swung in. Loose there for Medina. They'll do it again. Well, to some surprise from the players in the vicinity, it'll actually go Cuba's way. Floated in toward Medina, headed clear. There she is, Medina goes down, penalty. You knew she'd pop up at a big moment at some point. Score 12 goals in a tournament like this by accident. Nice touch into space. Clattered into by Isabel Portela. To put this, in all likelihood, wholly out of reach. Already may be so at 2, but almost certainly at 3. From the spot, tucked in. Costa Rica leads 3-0, now well on their way to winning Group E. It's another for Paniagua, giving her 11 in the group stage. Can't help but think of the alternate reality in which that cross from the first minute of this second half that was misread by the keeper, Delilah Rodriguez. Can't help but think if she reads it correctly, if she keeps it out as she probably should have, if it's still 0-0, from that moment on, you had to imagine with Cuba having to open up, needing a goal, that Costa Rica might be able to put in a couple more. If that one moment goes differently, is it still 0-0? Is Cuba still hanging out with a chance to go through?
Gol de la selección nacional de Costa Rica. Anota. Con el número 10, Lucía Paniagua, al minuto 54, 50.
Change is coming now for Cuba. Bring on Brenda Santos, lifting Maria Marquez. Also bring on Emily Diaz, who has a goal in this tournament for Salet Prieto. On the other side, a change for Costa Rica. Nicole Hernandez, who has 3 goals in this tournament, replaces Isabela Marin.
Cambio en la selección nacional de Cuba. Sale con el el número 4, sale Prieto. Entra con el número 2, Emily Díaz. Sale con el número 8, María Márquez. Entra con el número 9, Brenda Santos.
Just under 30 minutes remaining now, but this feels in hand. Honestly felt that way in some regards after Costa Rica scored the first, just the way they've defended and the way you knew Cuba would have to completely alter the way they played, likely opening the door for more Costa Rican goals, as has been the case.
Cambio en la selección nacional de Costa Rica. Sale con el número 15, Isabela Marín. Entra con el número 20, Nicole Hernández. Al minuto 60.
Una más igual, pero distancielos más todavía. Métase, Nicole, usted, métase usted.
In behind, the substitute with it now. Nicole Hernandez tries to cut it back. So now looking very clear exactly what it looks like in the next phase of qualifying. Dominican Republic, winners of Group A. Panama, winners of Group B. Haiti, winners of Group C. Jamaica, winners of Group D. Costa Rica, winners of Group E. And El Salvador, winners of Group F. The second place teams going through. Bermuda as the number 1 ranked second place team. Nicaragua as the number 2 ranked second place team. United States, Mexico, Canada, and Puerto Rico already through as the pre-slotted top 4 ranked teams at the U17 level. Those are the 12 teams that will make it into the next phase of qualifying sometime in the coming months, with all eyes on the World Cup later this fall. Costa Rica was just there last year, trying to make it back once again. The way they've dominated this group, never threatened at any point, stands to reason they may be among the favorites to go ahead and qualify again.
Perfilado para ahí, Nico. Perfilado para ahí, Nico. A la línea, más abierta, Nico. Dale.
Floated in toward goal.
Nico. Nico, con toda la confianza del mundo, cero miedo, cero susto, agarre esa bola. Pase seguros de primero, pase tranquilo. Fíjate, estamos aquí. Falta una. Bien, se van a poner de acuerdo, van a hacer 1, 2, saltamos, chocamos, no abrimos el coche, chocamos otro, pero se aceleramos. Ajá, si se paran, hacen esto. No van a saltar ni nada.
Now it's just almost a passing drill for Costa Rica, having their way in terms of just keeping calmly the possession.
1, 2, 3, ahí voy, venga, 1, 2, 3, ahí voy, venga, 1, 2, 3, ahí, hombre.
Paniagua twice within 4 minutes. It's a real difference maker.
4, hacemos 2 por perfil. Venga, 1, 2, 3, hombro. 1, 2, 3, salto en el mismo momento. Dale, venga, 1, 2, 3. Dale, 1, 2, 3. Ahí. Ya le quiere saltar. Dale, si no sale. 1, 2, 3. Ahí el salto sincronizado. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Chicas, consejo para los duelos, para los choques. Cuando yo voy a chocar, la pierna que queda de último contacto es la de afuera. ¿Por qué le pasó eso a Cele? Porque saltó y con la adentro. Y claro, entonces
Opportunity here still for Costa Rica to work out some little things,
afuera, yo soy Gilliam, yo hago esto.
knowing what may lie ahead of them in the next phase of qualifying.
Con la pierna contraria. ¿Listos? Venga, último. 1, 2, 3. Ajá, qué bonito se ve. 1, 2, 3. Eso se quiere mucho. 1, 2, 3. Ellos no se quieren para nada, eso está lindo. ¿Listas? Ok. Ya vamos a viendo el juego. Ya lo quieren. Ya viendo el juego y el parte es que quedó una foto allá. Ok, chicas. Estoy acá. Caigo en un freno agresivo, pero quiero que salgan rápido de ahí. ¿Okay?
Cut ahead to Hernandez, blocked on the way through.
Hago 4 de estos. ¿Listas? 4 por perfil, venga. Una, no hay que ir rápido, vayan con calma, pero salgan rápido desde pone. No me vuelvan a ver hacia la línea, eso es. No giro el cuerpo hacia atrás por completo, yo estoy hacia la línea. 4 por perfil. 8.
Floated over the top. Medina tries to flick it on. Still without a goal, Medina has scored in every game to this point. Can she find it? Medina plays it off for Mora and saved.
Esa es mi diestra, pero siempre quiero acomodarse a la derecha. Yo hice en las 8. Ok, voy a llegar, bajo mi cuerpo. Hago igual, 4 y 4, venga. Vamos arriba. Vamos Cuba con todo, ¿cómo va? ¿Vamos perdiendo? Perfilada, Nico.
Sneaking it through down the left flank. Barquero centering, gathered by Rodriguez, the keeper.
Cúbrala, Nico. Nico, cúbrala, Nay.
Some coachable moments now on the Cuban side as well, battling through to the end of this. Start thinking about some of the little things, looking ahead. The Cuban side that just missed last year. They were the 3rd ranked of the 2nd place teams, and the top 2 get through. This year, the 4th ranked of the 2nd place teams, with the top 2 going through. They came into it this year ranked 15th at the U17 level. Your hope is just to improve year over year, gain experience, and next year, with their showing here, perhaps their ranking goes up, they get a more favorable draw, so on and so forth, and end up in a position where they can qualify. Earlier tonight in Group E, we saw some of that and had that similar conversation with the likes of Grenada and Anguilla, 2 teams who hadn't won anything, not a single game, not a single point last year. Now both entered today with a chance to finish 3rd in their group. Curled toward goal, Rodriguez has it. Player down for Cuba, middle of the park.
Buena altura con el caballito. voy seguida las zancadas como un poquito en diagonal. Una más igual, pero después de la cuarta zancada, acelero un poquito. Se van a ver las caras de frente, lo que vamos a hacer es durante 2 rayitas verdes, hacer alejo, dos por perfil, ahí. Hacer con alejo, hacer con alejo. Por perfil. Nico. Venga, Nico, pegada a la línea.
Played through for Mora. Cutting in, Mora. Going for goal, Mora. She scored some spectacular already in this tournament. Not that time, though. Changes on the way. We'll see Mariana Sibaha come on, as well as Stacy Venegas. Emma Azofaifa lifted, as is Naideline Barquero. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining now. A result that has unfortunately been in hand since the first minute of this second half, it appeared. Stage was set for a very dramatic second half, but one mistake on the Cuban side, and it unraveled from there. But that's a testament to Costa Rica. You have to be perfect against them, just about.
La selección nacional de Costa Rica sale con el número 17, Naideline Barquero. Entra con el número 19, Mariana Sibaha, al minuto 71.
Frustrations now spilling over. Quarter of an hour remains. The 3 goals came in a 12-minute span for Costa Rica, but you always knew they were coming. Quick give and go up the right side. Center toward Medina, over her head toward Paniagua. To the end line, flag stays down. And out for a corner.
Sí, otra vez, una más en el mismo perfil y luego la pongo al otro lado. ¡Ey! ¡Acá la voz! Bien, ahora hacer lo mismo acá.
No trouble, turned aside easily on the corner. Sent right back in. Better ball that time. Same result.
Para mirar y tocar con la portera y ya. Fíjate, viendo el partido. Ya voy a poner a clavarse en el campo. Vayamos, 1, 2, 3, 4, regreso, salto hacia adelante. Repetimos 3 ciclos de estos, una pausa pequeña. Al 4. Repetimos 4 ciclos.
Barreling right through Chaveri. Just over 10 minutes remaining now. Paniagua still sitting on a hat trick. Medina looking for her first goal, has scored in every game so far. To the end line. Floated over the top. Just still searching for more now, Costa Rica. Paniagua. Floated in toward goal, but drifting wide.
Bien. Vamos a desplazarnos acá. Empezamos detrás de los micrófonos y acabamos de hacer desplazamientos más largos. Empiezo como las chicas, terminen así, yo sigo empezando, me toco el micrófono.
Slip through. Chance here for Isak to send one toward goal, but off target and easy for Ashley Quesada. I believe it's the first time she's touching the ball tonight. Just the way this game has gone. Change coming. We'll see Tadina Sheila come on. She has a goal in this tournament.
Marco y me voy.
Cambio en la selección nacional de Cuba. Sale con el número 19, Dayana Ayala. Entra con el número 18, Delina Cheila.
That'll be all for Diana Ayala on that substitute, with Sheila coming on. Ayala leaves this tournament with a goal of her own. Trying to work it through one more time. Sense of urgency unfortunately deflated on the Cuban side shortly after that first goal went in. Understandably so. You defend with all your might for 45 minutes. See it unfortunately come crumbling down that quickly. Has to be disheartening, no doubt. Picked up by Ellis Lopez. Slipped through, and the flag comes up. Oh, it was nearly a brilliant moment for Cuba, and a way to end things on a high note. So one more in this for Costa Rica, looking through Paniagua and Medina. Two more changes being ready now for Costa Rica as well. There's your scoring summary, which is 5 minutes remaining. The right flank flag stays down, centered, falls nicely. The volley, though, sent wide. And the changes now come. That'll be all for Avril Perez. Placed by Ashley Martinez. And Luciano Gutierrez replaces Iska Chaveri, who quietly had a really nice game in this one. Just quietly went about her business so well in the midfield.
Atención, doble sustitución a la selección nacional de Costa Rica. Sale con el número 6, Isa Chaverri. Entra con el número 16, Luciana Gutiérrez. Sale con el número 4, Abril Pérez. Entra con el número 3, Ashley Martínez. Minuto 86.
Three more minutes remaining. You feel for Cuba how close they came after such a good first half defensively. Just go the way it's gone. So difficult. Paniagua flashes it across. It trickles wide. From distance, gathered by Rodriguez. Long punt out the other way. In behind, floated over the top, off the post, and in. Something to salvage late on for Cuba. Yaiselis Lopez does it again. She's been the star all tournament long, ending on a high. Great to see that emotion and the feeling in a moment like this.
Minuto 89.
Two minutes stacked on.
Se agregarán 2 minutos al segundo tiempo.
Try from distance. Squared back, Paniagua. 2 minutes come and gone. Final whistle goes. Costa Rica, winners of Group E in the 2026 Concacaf Women's Under-17 Championship qualifying first round. Heartbreak for Cuba, who needed just a draw to go through tonight. It all went away early in the second half, but Costa Rica emerged as the group winners.
Se me están frizando la bola, perro. No, me estoy... el balón es de nosotros.
I'll look back at the highlights of this victory for Costa Rica. In the first half, there really wasn't a whole lot going on. The objective for Cuba was keep the clean sheet. If they kept a clean sheet, they knew they were going through. It was as simple as that. Easier said than done, especially against this Costa Rican side. But they got through the first 45 at 0-0, though it took just the first minute of the second half for Calamity to strike. This was a cross that was mishit on the way in from Valentina Vargas, and watch the goalkeeper, Delilah Rodriguez. She pulls her hand out of the way. She thought it was going out for a goal kick. Ends up in. It changes the way Cuba had to play. They open up. They start conceding a couple more goals, and that would be that. Lucia Paniagua taking over. 11 goals she finished with in this group play. This one was her 10th, and just a couple minutes later, she would find her 11th from the penalty spot. Such a good strike from Paniagua for her landmark 10th goal in this group stage. Past the keeper's fingertips, just tucked inside the post. Nubia Medina, quiet tonight. First time that she didn't score in a game in this tournament, but she drew that penalty. And then from the spot, that's how it was done by Paniagua. Just tucked it in, calmly, coolly, getting it done. Made it 3-0. A couple more opportunities were there for Costa Rica, though unable to cash in on any. Cuba was able to find a feel-good moment, though, late on and score what would be their final goal. It was their star, Yaiselis Lopez, who would get it done. Came against a run of play on a counter. They didn't have too many opportunities tonight, but an opportunity to have their heads held high was played through by Ismaila Isak, their second leading scorer. This was the one that was called offside, rather, against Cuba. More opportunities the other way for Costa Rica to have tacked on. Couldn't get it done. Long ball sent out the other way. Celis Rodriguez makes the most of the mistake. Puts it over the top, off the post, and in a brilliant finish. And again, an opportunity to end on a high note with their heads held high. Cuba's second year in a row. They're just on the outside looking in of the next phase of qualifying, but something to build on for next year. In the end, it's Costa Rica winning the match, winning the group, and getting through to the next phase of qualifying. There's your look at the full-time stats. The goal for Cuba, their only shot on target. 24 shots to 1, 6 on target to 1. Possession dominant for Costa Rica, all adding up to a 3-1 victory. Your final look at the standings, a perfect 4-0-0 for Costa Rica. Cuba in second, they fall short of advancing. Grenada, and one of the surprises, did well, coming in third with 6 points. Anguilla and the British Virgin Islands round out the group. But Costa Rica, your Group E winners, and that is a wrap on the 2026 Concacaf Women's Under-17 Qualifiers first round. In the coming months, you'll see the draw and the next phase of qualifying. And the night ends with Costa Rica, the winners of the match, and the winners of Group E. Good night, everybody.